Welcome back to Face the Nation this Wednesday evening. We're looking at that question that should India be cutting off its cultural ties with Pakistan till Pakistan decides to hand over all the terror suspects accused of being involved in that 26/11 bombing in Bombay. Abhijit, let me come to you. Do you think that the steps that you were suggesting in the first segment, that let there be a complete ban of Pakistani artists coming to India, because Indians, you feel, Indian artists are not welcome in Pakistan, do you think that that will lead to a solution?
No, you are not understanding my question. Stop saying this is cultural. Culture is Bharatanatyam and some classical thing. But culture is not a high-fi professional where we pay crores and crore rupees in income tax. I pay crores and I have paid crores and crore rupees to the government as income tax. What do I get? Do they pay income tax here? They come here for commercial reason. They are professionals. See, my problem is I'm not connecting this with the terrorism. I'm telling you, even after, if they hand over the terrorists to us, even after that, they should not be allowed to work in an industry. So will you allow any other media people to work in your channel? Will you allow all the doctors' profession work in your hospitals?
But we do get a lot of people from across the world, in fact, Abhijit, who come and who do their internships with us. But let me get this clear from you. Are you just objecting to the fact that Pakistani professionals are coming to India and maybe walking away with the real loot while they are not accountable? Are you referring to, say, people like Adnan Sami and all, who are also equally good singers, who are also equally popular? Are you restricting your criticism only to the professional domain then?
I'm asking you the same question. This is not culture. This is the profession. You have made Bollywood a breeding ground for the artists who are singing in Pakistan or in the marriage parties. Nobody know them, who they are, who they were. You are promoting them. You are at the cost of our budding artists, at the cost of Indian artists.
Okay.
Who bothers about Devjit? Who bothers about Abhijit Sawant? Who bothers about Onik? The real talented people.
But then, Abhijit, why is it? Abhijit, then answer the question. Why is it that when you were judging a reality show, why did you decide to walk out of that reality show which had 2 Pakistani participants in it, which had 2 Pakistani finalists? What was the message that you were sending then?
Yes, I did that.
What was the message you were sending?
Yes, I did that. Yes, this is profession. Try to understand. This is no more culture.
Okay.
When you are getting paid, they are getting paid some in other countries.
Okay. Radha Kumar, I want you to respond to the point specifically that's being raised here by Abhijit. Look, the problem is that Pakistan is our next door neighbor. How can we live without engaging our next door neighbor? How can we live without trying to understand what the civil society of the other country also expects out of us?
Well, let me go to your second point first. Right now we're in a fortunate position that Pakistani civil society is itself saying that the Lashkar and the Jamaat-ud-Dawa need to be closed. They are saying that these people are a burden, and they are saying that they are beginning to believe that they have committed terrorist attacks on India.
Right.
We need to capitalize on that sentiment. We don't need to alienate it.
Right.
The last thing we would want is for Pakistani civil society to go back to supporting the Lashkar and Jamaat, which they did about 15 years ago.
Right.
It's because of a peace process
so
that
you're
they have
satisfied
changed.
with what you witnessed within the Pakistani civil society, the responses that you have seen since the 26/11 attacks happened? You're satisfied with that?
Satisfied is putting it too high, but I'd say I'm less despondent than I was earlier.
Okay.
Now on his point of the commercial, rules and regulations need to be made if that is the issue.
Okay.
But then you work on that separately.
So don't equate that to culture. Okay,
it.
that point is taken.
Yeah.
Michael Ferreira, final word from you. I thought that sport was always the one ground where all that really mattered was merit. Do you think that that logic also will now have to change in light of what has happened?
Look, like I said, excuse me, like I said, there comes a point beyond which everything goes haywire, okay?
Okay.
I was the biggest supporter of sporting ties to reduce tensions, to foster friendships and stuff like that. But there comes a time when all this seems to be so trivial in comparison to what has happened. So maybe my passion, maybe my anger, let me finish. My resentment stems from the fact that a good friend of mine, having a peaceful dinner at the Trident, was shot in the stomach and died. Maybe this is my reaction. Maybe it's the reaction.
So has your friendship with your friends in Pakistan, has that been affected? Your relationship with your friends in Pakistan been affected because of what happened with a friend of yours at the Trident?
No, of course not. I
Right.
don't blame them.
Okay.
But I think we have to create a climate of opinion within the country that will force this ineffective government to do something about that baneful influence of the ISI and the Pakistan Army. We've got to force the world opinion. We've got to keep up relentless pressure
Right.
so that these elements are neutralized
Okay, on that
and
note,
taken away from our lives.
on that note, Michael Ferreira, Abhijit and Radha Kumar, thanks so much for joining us tonight. You've given us your verdict. Seems to be 2-1 at this stage. Let's see what you, the viewer, thinks about that question. Should India be cutting off cultural ties with Pakistan? 47%. It's come down from where it started in the beginning. 47% of you agree with that question that India should indeed be cutting off its cultural ties. Perhaps the food for thought there is that even amidst all this despondency, the only hope that one can really look for is the kind of responses that one has been witnessing within the Pakistani civil society. There are people there also who are very, very upset with the fact that their own government cannot control these fundamentalist elements. Thanks so much for watching.